Good evening, Crypto World. It is 9:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8/4/2019. And guess what? We're watching the market surge. Now, when you watch this video, it may not be the same thing. But at this moment at 9:52 p.m. on 8/4/2019, we've got Bitcoin up 4.67 in the last 24. But the big news is, in the last hour, whenever you see anything over 1% or even close to that with Bitcoin going up in the hour, then you know it's surging pretty good. And for the rest of the coins, somewhat, doesn't matter. But anyway, getting to this, 2.5% up in the last hour, 2.31 in the last hour. We're looking at 11,351 for Bitcoin. We're looking at a market cap of 301 billion. Just broke the 300 billion mark not too long ago. And you're looking at 277 for Ethereum, 32 for XRP. Most of the other coins are up just a little bit in the last hour because of Bitcoin, for the most part. And then you look at the overall gains over the last 24 hours, less than 1% for most, 1.66 for Ethereum. So we'll watch this. We'll check this at the end of the video to see what we're doing here for the pricing. Do I see it really continuing up fast this week? Yeah, I do. I do think that we can hit, 13 through 15 this week. We'll wait and see what happens. Okay, speaking of news, we're going to play this because this is news. Sharding for Apollo. Okay, all this information is on Apollo's Twitter page, and one of the things I want to point out on the Twitter page, let me go back up here to see what we've got for that. Now, you got a vote that's been going on for getting a free exchange listing, and Apollo was behind by just a touch, and then basically they have surged. And one of the commenters on the piece, you can see here 61% for Apollo, BlockNet 37%. They were basically tied, and then it just surged. Now there's 1 day left, so we'll have to see what's going on tomorrow. But one of the commenters have made a comment that he thought that Apollo was using some bot software to get its votes up, and I just laughed out loud. And what it comes down to, bots can't do personal comments and post GIFs, which a lot of the Apollo nuts are doing. Most of them, in fact, are doing it. So it's just laughing out loud. Apollo has, with every vote, surged and won. Okay, everything that they've had for any exchange vote, I mean, go down the whole list. They have won it. Their community is super strong. So let's get into more news. You've got 9 Walmart blockchain crypto patents revealed in 1 day. We knew that they had announced the one that everybody's talked about, but there were 9 total. And the main one, though, is definitely You've got that Walmart currency, stablecoin. So we'll have to see how that progresses. Ledger X CEO blasts a U.S. regulator at the Bitcoin futures fiasco. You know what it comes down to? The guy's a dork. I didn't realize that they were doing this. When you go down to the bottom down here, nothing personal, but when you do this and you think about what the CFTC rules are, and then he basically said that because of the 180-day period had elapsed, that he thought he was approved, and they were approved, and they would be able to have the first and beat the AKKT. I mean, that guy should resign. The CFTC does not do that. They don't let the time frame expire, then you're automatically approved. As they say, self-approval. It doesn't work that way. So, too bad for them. Now, Bitcoin SV Blackchains temporarily split into 3. A very large block was mined on a network of 210 MB, temporarily splitting the network into 3 different chains. So they had a upgrade to go to, what's it, whopping, okay. I'm not going to go through all that because now you look at this. Some people would say that the money that got stuck at the oh, that's what it was. It basically got stuck at the 210 MB and then trying to progress into the larger block sizes. Archaic, if you ask me. Okay, could blockchain be in the Fed's highlights? When you talk about fast payments processing, could they be thinking about blockchain in the future? Maybe. But they're, for safe and efficient, faster payment services is what they're looking for. And you got to wonder what blockchain will do for the federal government. No doubt about that. And then Brave users basically the KYC on external BAT withdrawals. Some people were upset that they had to do KYC, but they use a third-party piece, Uphold, and Uphold has the KYC verification process. But they said they were in a process of basically having their own Ethereum wallet established, and then you would not have to worry about that. So then you've got also this is not new news, but it's news, of course. Square's Cash App makes $125 million by selling Bitcoin. Right now with Bitcoin surging, a lot of different people are buying Bitcoin in a lot of different ways. Industrial, just a long list of big investors, but of course a small investor too. And the convenient way to do it was Square's Cash App. Yeah, that's the ticket. Okay, so then you have also too 100,000 Bitcoin prediction is conservative. Morgan Creek digital founder. Okay, Pompliano. After the Feds cut the interest rates, this is a good piece right here. Whenever we get to recession periods or slowing growth, central banks have 2 tools. They can cut interest rates, which they just did yesterday, and they can print money, quantitative easing. And when they do both of these things, it usually takes 6 to 18 months to actually feel the effect of these tools. And that's going to coincide with Bitcoin's halving. In May of next year, you have the Bitcoin halving. And that is something where he's talking about the surge coming up with all of what's going on. When you talk about also, too, the supply and demand and the very low coin count of Bitcoin and how 85% of it's already mined. And you just are looking at when you have basically a low supply, it's going to be used up eventually. It's going to be taken up. And basically the demand to get it is going to be huge. The store of value is going to be huge. No doubt about that. Now, when you get over to Apollo's community, by the way, did I mention the community? So strong in winning the votes. You can also buy your gear, and a lot of the Apollonauts have. You can buy the physical Apollo coin. It's all available on their website. Take a look at it. All my past videos for the last 10 days have gone over everything about Apollo. Watch them, check them out on my YouTube channel. Link is down below. Or CoinGecko on the TV channel. Okay, everything is there. So you've got more news too with the DEX coming up. The all-in-one with its domination. DEX live trading is going to be sometime hopefully this month. And that's going to be huge for Apollo. along with their Sharding, which of course is crazily big, and of course this all-in-one wallet that has everything under the sun in it. Has been around for a long time, with the fastest and most private. So you have all that going on, and they have their 2020 roadmap coming out Friday this week, and they also have their 2020 vision announcements. So that's big news for them. And in the meantime, Africa is cranking with the ADF. Binance applications in. Let's see what they say. Africa is going to be huge for Apollo. I can't say because nobody knows exactly what's going on over there with non-disclosure agreements. But I'll tell you one thing. When you have an intent to go over there to talk to the countries of Africa about the use of national currency with Apollo's 0% inflation coin, 0%, your goal was to go over there and get that done. And of course, cross-border trade is all part of that. And that is something that, this is my opinion, when you do that, I think you're going to have results showing that. Because Apollo is one of the few that has anything like a 0% inflation. And with hyperinflation, oh my God, does that come in handy? Okay, so anyway, for the news of today, Apollo's got it. Okay, that's the thing. When you look at what I just gave you for this news, I'm in the news business of getting the best in all the news around that's important. And the new news that sticks out. Well, guess what? There is nothing out there for much, for any coin doing anything. And the only thing that's going on is the market's gaining, okay? And then Apollo's got Sharding, DEX, and so much more coming and working in Africa. So I think that you can see where the, how can I put it, the attention should be. Everybody have a great one. Any breaking news, I'll have it. Of course, Friday's big announcement, I'll have it all for you. Enjoy the week coming up. And let's see this market just crank, crank, crank.